Hello Thirsty Souls, welcome back to our boring edited videos. That was a joke. To those of you who are in midterms, I feel you. I too am suffering silently. But I wanted to do this video for a very long time. And this video is specifically, well, it's really for everyone because everyone experiences times in their life that are dark. But this is specifically for the Thirsty Souls who feel that they are going through a particularly dark time in their life and they maybe feel that life is asking too much of them. As always, Hasidus, Chabad philosophy comes to teach us what is happening to you and why. The first thing that comes to my mind about my life that I could actually share on Facebook is, and you guys have heard this a trillion times, my Holocaust trip that I took 2 years ago for a month. It was in Eastern Europe, and I came home and I was destroyed. Like, not even just my Judaism, as a person, as a human being, I was destroyed. And I experienced this massive dip, which is what we call the Yerida. We're gonna get there in a minute. And I felt like there was just no turning back from that curve, from that dip in my life. And it was so dark. It's like tangible darkness. It's like darkness you could see. And obviously nothing will ever make me understand the Holocaust. I don't wanna understand it, I just want Mashiach. And I'll never stop being sad about it. But I saw how that dip, how low I went. That lowness was a springboard to the most beautiful parts of my life now. One of those beautiful things for me is teaching Torah. After the pain of going through whatever I went through in Eastern Europe, I came home and I was determined to teach Torah. And through that, thank God, I've been able not just to help myself, but to help, hopefully, God willing, billions of other people with the wisdom of the Torah. So this concept, which is called Yerida Tzorach Aliyah, which means a descent for the sake of an ascent, is more or less the foundation of our existence. It basically means that things can get really, very seriously dark before they can get even better than they once were. Okay, so practical example. We know before Mashiach comes, these days that were promised by the prophets, we know that Galus, exile, will try to suffocate us. And it will be so dark that we can start believing that Mashiach is a myth. Or if you get into a nasty fight with someone that you really love and it feels like your life is over and you're never gonna smile again and you've ruined your chances at happiness. And then after that dip, after that lowness that you experience and you make up, you feel that you couldn't have imagined being closer to anyone in the entire world. For the most part, when we feel discomfort in our lives, we fill the void with things. Money, fame, Netflix, shopping, showing off on Instagram, other activities that we'll put in the category of vice. But since these things are all band-aids and they're quick fixes, they only work for so long. And when they stop working, this is when you can experience a very dark time in your life. And it seems like it's all coming to an end and you're a big fat loser and no one will ever love you and you'll never amount to anything and you'll always be fighting with yourself and you'll never find love and you'll never get married. And when you have this serious low, this dip that it feels like rock bottom, it feels like a pit, you are stuck. This low place that you feel like you're in will force you to stop clutching around you for security. When you have a Yerida, when you hit rock bottom, all of those things stop working. Instead of clutching at things around you, which you always do when you're feeling empty or pain or confused, the only other way to go is in. You've tried going outward, whatever's around, you've tried that a million times. God literally forces you to stop being blind, and it can hurt so bad. Maybe you were regulating disturbing emotions by working all day and all night. Maybe you were using money to band-aid deep wounds that you never confronted. And maybe you were working out at the gym 2 hours a day, pursuing rock-hard abs to prove to the world that you're lovable. Or maybe, as a woman, you serial dated bad boys to compensate for the brokenness inside of you. And along comes God and breaks all of those idols. He shatters all of those lies that you were telling yourself that were holding you together. And he quite literally forces you into yourself. And on a macrocosmic level, this all connects to Galus and Geula, to this exile that we are suffering through and the coming redemption, the days of Mashiach. And Thirsty Souls, I promise to never give meaning or messages or symbols to human suffering. That is not my place, that is not my job, that is God's job alone. But I refuse to believe that we are going through what we're going through for no reason. It can't be that 2,000 years of galus, of exile, will give us nothing, that we've learned nothing, that it doesn't open us up to some truth, some kind of reality. It has to be at the end of this long, bloody tunnel that feels like it will never end, which we call galus, exile. It has to be that at the end of this, we are going to emerge with something we didn't have in the beginning. That is our Aliyah. That is our ascent. This concept stands firm in all aspects of life. Heaven is so easy. Our souls bask in godliness, and there's no bills to pay, and there are no children to raise, and there are no sisters to make up with, and apologies to be made. But because there is no hard work in heaven, there are no Yeridas, there are no dips or descents or dark times, there's no growth either. There's nothing like being married or raising children or making money to support your family or breaking your head over a piece of Torah that you just can't understand. That is this world kind of stuff. That can't be had in heaven because there's no such thing as a Yerida in heaven. There is no lowness, there is no darkness. It's perfect up there. In this world, we experience darkness, we experience sadness, we experience thousands of Yeridas, of descents, of low points in our life. But because of that, we grow and we experience beauty and we evolve into ourselves and we bloom into the incredible human being that we were born to be. And experiencing those Yeridas can be hard as heck, and it could feel like they're going to break you. But who can qualify the rewards reaped from investing completely in a marriage? Or raising children even when they drive you insane? Or that beautiful, unbelievable moment, that light bulb epiphany moment where you finally understand that piece of Torah that you've been slaving over. The soul up in heaven had everything a soul could possibly want, but it could never do any hard work. It did not know what a Yerida was. It didn't know what it meant or what it felt like to fall. And so life for the soul is stagnant. So Thirsty Souls, I know we just had like an epic journey of lots of different things. If there's anything that I'll leave you with, it's this. If your life sucks right now, if you are experiencing serious darkness, I promise you now, as a fellow thirsty soul, that God knows exactly what he's doing. And I promise you that this descent, this Yerida, is Litzorach Aliyah, is for something greater. You will emerge stronger. You will emerge more confident. You will emerge more truthful, a truer version of yourself, the truest version of yourself. I'll see you next time, and stay thirsty.